And here we go. It was a race issue. We've got a mirror match. We've got Terran Protoss against Terran Protoss. Loading screen is up. Frequency, waiting on you, man. Come on. There we go. Game is up. We've got DSelect in the bottom as the red Terran, representing Team Subsun with his partner, OpTiKzErO, as the pink Protoss. And in the top right, we have FXO Frequency as the blue Terran, alongside his partner, Obsidian, the purple Protoss, representing Team FXO, I believe.
Yep.
That would make sense.
And for anyone wondering, it is Obsidian is actually Inori, and then Gumiho is Frequency is actually Gumiho. But as we cast here, I think we'll just call them by what we see on the screen, because casting a 2v2 is actually hectic enough. If you've never tried, I encourage you to. It's like casting 1v1, but ridiculously more stuff going on. So
way more stuff going on. All new strategies. You can't really predict a whole lot. Sometimes you just got to go pure play-by-play. Sometimes you just got to tell really bad jokes. I don't even know. But
yeah,
I know you're more familiar with 2v2 strategies than I am, I guess.
Yeah, and it would have been interesting last game if I'd love to see a Protoss team, because if there's a Terran on the other team, and even like Terran Protoss, like, you just make some ghosts. And against a I gotta say Protoss, I think would be pretty bad.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like there's always one or two units that would just completely counter any team composition that were the same race. For example, we saw those Colossi, the Colossi Infestor just slaughtered the Zerg versus Zerg. Like you said, Ghost would be crazy against two Protoss players. And we haven't really seen that other than that last game with the Destiny's Infestors, but we do have a Zerg team coming up with Rhett and Shet, so maybe we'll see some of that when that comes.
Yeah, so far it looks like these guys are pretty much mirroring each other. We saw some very aggressive builds from SeleCT and OpTiKzErO yesterday, but looks like they're willing to just play a bit more passively, and this should be really interesting. I'm kind of taking a stab in the dark. I'm going to guess here that Team FXO hasn't actually played a lot of 2v2s, so I'm really interested to see their take on this, but of course I could be wrong. You know, these guys could be playing a ton of 2v2, you know, just in their, you know, pastime. I know in the OGS house they always play some like ice cream race game or something, one of the customs. I know General was talking about it, so
General's excited about that ice cream race game. Screw the GSL, I want to play the ice cream race game. I've played Iron Chef. I have not heard of any kind of ice cream race game, and I'm still waiting for Blizzard Dota to come out. What's up with that, man?
Apparently it's still coming. I saw something about it, but I think it's kind of been overshadowed a little bit by Dota 2, but apparently they said it's still in the works.
Yeah, they can't be too excited that Dota 2 is coming out because, well, it's going to be awesome, I think. I don't know. But anyway, we have some warp gates on the way for both our Protoss players, just a single gateway from each of them for the time being. Pretty standard for Protoss, like throwing down that reactor, actually. So heavy into the Marines. I don't see any factory, anything like that. Wouldn't imagine that a factory would be good against, you know, a
well, he's making one, man.
He is making one. Now he's starting his factory, but it's really far away. I don't see him switching that to the reactor.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I think what he'll be doing is teching up quickly to Medivacs here. That's what I feel like it, because he's doing this reactor and then a tech lab on the second barracks. It's basically a 1v1 build you might use against Protoss, but just very aggressive to get that factory. Usually you follow up with the command center. Meanwhile, his teammate is actually going for a fast Twilight Council and blink immediately. So this is a very similar composition to what I think we saw before, which was just a combination of bio Medivacs as well as Stalkers, and it's just very resilient. You know, your units are just very beefy as the Stalkers die. Obviously, they blink back, and then of course, you know, the Medivacs do some great tanking, and it looks like they'll actually be up against a bit of a Blue Flame Hellion drop here, as well as a pretty quick Nexus and just kind of 4 more gates coming up. So definitely it's going to be on. Wow, even a command center coming out. So I think a lot of aggression is going to be necessary from Team Subsun here.
Yeah, and I think we will get some aggression. We're seeing a starport and a reactor. Like you said earlier, I think we will see a switch onto that reactor for some Medivacs, and I think we'll see a Blink Stalker bio push here. They don't look to be expanding anytime soon, although most of the times when I say that, they expand right after, so we'll just have to wait and see. SeleCT pumping out the infantry. He's got the stim pack on the way, and there's the switch from the starports. A couple medevacs. He's got 200 almost exactly. Are we going to see two? Nope. Just seeing one right now. Gas almost at 100. Second medevac. There it is.
And just as that depot finishes, the two medevacs begin. Very nice, crisp build right there. And I gotta say, I'm pretty worried for Team FXO here. I mean, all he's got, like, maybe he can put a sentry at each ramp and just hold on as long as humanly possible, while these three Blue Flame Hellions will probably be able to run amok. But it's gonna be close, and they just really don't have a lot of units now. But if they can just keep buying time as these gateways kick in, and maybe he can even get out a tank or two. He's actually getting siege mode and a tank, so definitely going to be close. This pylon does spot that the Hellions here, and that's actually going to trigger them to just straight up turn around, and that is actually maybe not the right move. I think they should have just warped in one round of units, but oh man, the probes lining up here.
Oh yes, I totally missed that drop. The probes are lining up. Let's check the kills on those Hellions. Just one kills, three kills.
That got shut down, man.
What's that?
That got absolutely shut down. A warp-in just, like, walled them off. You must have been like, what the hell are you talking about?
I was zoning out. I was like, why are they turning around? Why are they not attacking? But apparently there was a Hellion drop there. Was there Blue Flame present?
Yep, yeah, he had Blue Flame, but really he just didn't do much damage at all. But the key thing is, like you said, they turned around, they bought a lot of time, and a tank now in siege mode here, but still there's a lot of potential to bust through this. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to... Ooh, nice blink into the main.
And that scan goes down. It does allow those stalkers to blink on up. However, is he going to have enough cooldown to blink back down? Looks like he will. Blinking down one at a time, trying to blink micro. Meanwhile, Select running up, catching that tank unsieged. But Obsidian is going to pull his forces back while FXO blinks back into the main. He's going to shoot down that command center almost undoubtedly, and these infantry are going to be picked off by these stalkers and those Guardian shielded sentries. Medevac does float away and saves 6 units though.
Yeah, nice pickup there from Select, doing the damage he can and then just getting out. And that command center actually narrowly staying alive. OpTiKzErO just continue to hammer at the front door, taking out the bunker, taking out the tanks, and these stalkers. It's a nice pickup micro there with that medevac, but just kind of not enough. It looks like Obsidian here is going to be able to clean that up, but this is giving Select the opportunity to redrop his units into the natural, and just Zealots getting warped in are really going to be easy to kite. Nonetheless, it looks like OpTiKzErO has been forced to retreat, and I think that's going to spell the end of the aggression. And behind all this, Select has gotten a command center, but no Nexus here for OpTiKzErO.
Yeah, and the damage has been done. Well, actually, you know what? I think there might have been another Hellion drop. OpTiKzErO is down to 15 probes right now. Something we missed. This guy has got some stealthy drops going on. And Team FXO, or Team Subsun, rather, or I'm sorry, FXO was able to defend that attack pretty handily. Their harvest account is skyrocketing. That command center didn't go down. I don't know why OpTiKzErO made the choice to not destroy the command center. He certainly could have if he wanted to.
Looks like we might see another blink into the main here on the eastern side of the map, but they're just straight up ready for this, even with a Viking ready to spot, and there's the blink in. FX are going to pull back a bit, but they seem to have superior numbers here. The Guardian Shield, of course, is going to help a ton as well.
Yeah, Obsidian has blink as well. He's not really going to have to use it too much. He is microing some of those weak stalkers back, but FXO, OpTiKzErO, is the one that's going to have to get back there. And this is so confusing. We've got FXO Frequency and FXO OpTiKzErO, but they're on separate teams, I think.
Yeah, they are indeed. Well, it's the same. They're in different teams for the tournament, but they are the same active team. Meanwhile, Select dropping into Frequency's expansion yet again, as Obsidian here is trying to push out, but this drop will make them turn around. It looks like Frequency will just deal with this himself. Select pulling back, saving actually most of the units. Very nice there, but there is a Viking out. So these units might not be able to get unloaded, and here comes the big counter push from our Protoss player on Team FXO.
And we might see some similar blink shenanigans. We do have two Terran Protoss, so another scan could enable him to get up that ramp. He can see up there. There goes the blink, picking off one, maybe two stalkers and a sentry. But he didn't get all his forces up. Select is flanking from the other side. Looks like he's going to eliminate the rest of these stalkers down here. I don't know if Obsidian sees that or not, but he is handling this all alone while his partner Frequency moves on down. I think this just might be the end once that huge massive blue forces gets down.
Yeah, wow, I mean, just an absolutely beautiful defense, and I don't see how the push from the blue Tyranny is going to be able to get held. You know, he's got a solid amount of bio, the tanks of Siege Mode, Select also with Siege Mode, but all he's got is one very damaged tank. That thing has 15 hit points, it's going to get taken out. And SCVs coming off the line here, not a good sign, especially when, you know, you're dealing with a lot of stimmed Marines. They just eat through SCVs, and OpTiKzErO going to try and flank in from the side here, and I don't know, do you think they'll be able to clean this up?
Those siege-moded tanks are quite scary. I think as long as they reinforce well, they will not be able to clean this up, as long as Team Subsun, or getting them confused, as long as the other team keeps reinforcing, and we are seeing more Stalkers coming in, even a pylon being dropped, and there's the GG from SeleCT.
Wow, it's MLG all over again, man. Korean domination.
Korean domination indeed. They have taken the series 1-0, and by taking the series, I mean they've taken a lead in the series 1-0.